more damage. I said some stupid things on that phone. There's no doubt, but I was also high when I said them. Not some words on it doesn't take away all the good I've done. I was disrespectful. I was stupid. I made a mockery of your court, and I cannot apologize to you enough. But that's not who I am.
24CR 41966, State of Ohio versus Kevin Roberts. Mr. Roberts is present today with his attorney, Jesse Clark. The state is represented by Brian Goodyear. Officer Fisher is here for the probation department. How does Mr. Roberts wish to proceed?
Your Honor, we're going to admit to the violation.
Okay, thank you. Is there a statement from the state of Ohio?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding that, at least this was what I understood the last time we were here, the preliminary violation hearing. The probation is recommending that he go to a CBCF and complete all aftercare, and then also thanking for a change, and we would agree with that recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Clark?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't think there's any dispute that Mr. Roberts has drug issues. However, been through a lot of these, and I've never been given almost 20 pieces of paper from different family and relatives and employers and everything else that are here in support of Mr. Roberts. His girlfriend is in the back here. My understanding is she's just assisted in paying off the entire restitution amount that he owed of over $700 some. You know, he has a strong support system. My understanding is, and I think we have a letter from his employer here that he still has a job to go back to. My understanding is that he has spoken to somebody at DeCoach. And I think he was enrolled with DeCoach at some point in the past, but I think he's spoken to them again. They would be take him in for some sort of IOP program. He'd be able and willing to do that. Your Honor, I just think a CBCF is a little too harsh at this point. I think he needs to be able to contribute to society, and he frankly has the family and friend resources when he gets out to be able to assist him to contribute to society once he's able to get out. So we'd ask that that the court not revoke his probation, continue him on, enroll him in some sort of treatment program so he can get the help he needs and allow him to contribute to society and go back to his job.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Roberts, is there anything you want to say?
Just that I've completely changed my life since I got released from our probation. I've held full-time employment ever since I got released. I've really worked hard to get where I am, and I really like the chance to continue it. I don't want to lose everything.
Okay, sounds like you've got good support. One thing that often happens, though, is even when you have great family support, if you're not doing what you need to do, you're not getting any better. First probation violation was filed on 2/27/26. You tested positive for methamphetamine, amphetamine, fentanyl, and you admitted to using methamphetamine and giving you the benefit of the doubt. That means you didn't know fentanyl was in it. I don't know. That's probably more dangerous or just as dangerous as buying fentanyl and using that. They can do everything as far as support you, pay off your restitution, encourage you to go, but they can't do this for you.
Right. I want this. This is the first time in my life I've ever been clean and held a job and done any of this stuff. For the first time ever. I really don't want to lose it. I love my life. I'm proud of it.
How long have
if
you
you
been
can just
in
give me
jail?
more chance, I promise I will not let you down.
How long have you been in jail? Since March 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your Honor, he was taken into custody on that positive substance test on the 27th.
27th of February?
Yes.
Okay. And that's when he tested positive for several dangerous drugs.
Yes. The probation violation wasn't formally amended however he did. We did get lab confirmation for the methamphetamine, amphetamine, fentanyl, and xylazine, which is a horse tranquilizer.
Where do you work?
Premier Traffic Systems in Erlanger.
Okay. What do you do for them?
Flag traffic. It's a really good job. It's a union. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Okay, so why are you in here?
Stupid mistake. Stupid mistake.
You're in here because you use meth?
That's
You use
exactly
fentanyl? Even if I dropped it down to treatment, I'm sure he's recommended for residential treatment, right?
I would assume so with the fentanyl use. Your Honor, my fear is with the fentanyl use, whether it's intentional or not, I do have concerns for his safety. When I arrested Mr. Roberts, he was falling asleep in the lobby, hence the arrest, because at the original time, we didn't know that fentanyl was in his system until afterwards.
Okay. Well, if it happens again, I can't say what the percentages are, but you know, your time is going to run out. This is a game you cannot play.
Yeah.
So call it a stupid mistake, call it addiction. The addiction's in control right now. All right, it's 2:30. You think you can get a copy of that assessment?
I could probably pull it up right now if
Okay,
it's...
I understand. See, what she's concerned about is she saw you under the influence like this, and she's worried that, you know, you're on the brink of killing yourself. An assessment, that's when you're in jail, they come over and see you, you haven't had anything for a while, you answer the questions, and they just assume you're telling the truth on everything. That's why they make the recommendation they make. They don't have a lie detector test. Sometimes they have collateral information that they use to modify the assessment based on the answers that were given. I don't know why I feel like if I make a mistake and you die from an overdose, it's partially my fault, but I do. Ma'am, did you want to say something or you just can't hear?
Could I please?
Come on up, please.
Sure. Where would you like me?
Just right there in front of that microphone.
I'm his fiance. We've been together for 25 years. He's had 2 valve replacements in his heart. So anytime he's sitting still, he falls asleep. His energy level is severely low. That doesn't necessarily mean that he was under the influence. And I don't believe he was when he came into probation.
Or you could be enabling him, you know that.
My eyes are wide open.
I'm sorry?
My eyes are wide open, Your Honor.
Well, I don't want to show how easy it is to get cynical when you listen to these stories, but it's good if you've got family supporting you and encouraging sobriety. It's very worrisome if they're enabling and trying to what they think is trying to help you is just making matters worse.
I have 2 years clean myself, Your Honor.
Oh, good. That's good. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Just that, you know, his kids call him every day for advice and money, and I didn't pay his restitution. His paychecks paid his restitution.
Okay.
I just made the payment with
Okay.
his paychecks.
Fair enough. I appreciate your input.
Thank you.
Your Honor, it looks like he was recommended for partial hospitalization programming, and it states that Mr. Roberts understood that if he continues the use of alcohol or other illicit substances, then he would need to be reassessed and would be recommended a higher level of care. So he would have to be inpatient and stay at a facility, is what this assessment says.
PHP is about 30 hours a week, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. Then I'll continue him on supervision, order him to complete treatment pursuant to the recommendation in the latest assessment that was done. And it sounded like they were very cautious in their assessment, meaning they're thinking maybe they're underestimating what he needs. So you're probably right on the CBCF, but you know, it's a family, he's got people helping him, and this is his first official violation, right? Even though he was given another violation, just it was unofficial. In other words, you gave him a break already on one. Somebody did.
Yes.
Okay. Can I make myself any more clear of what happens if you come back?
No, I understand.
Okay. All right. So you're not going to be able to work while you're in PHP, I don't think. So that's not solving that problem, but it's 90 days and not 6 months. And I could be wrong about when you will be able to work, but it might be sooner than a 90. Okay. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Goodyear?
No, sir, thank you.
All right, that's all.
Thank you, Judge.
This is Kevin Roberts. Case number is 24CR 41966. Mr. Roberts is present without counsel. The state is represented by Brian Goodyear. We're here for a status conference. Any report from probation?
Your Honor, I believe it was last week we were present for a final probation violation for Mr. Roberts, and his co-defendant was present during that hearing, which prompted a review of jail phone calls. And during those phone calls, there were different things that were discussed, such as using fake urine for drug screens, using methamphetamine, selling prescription medication, drug paraphernalia being in Mr. Roberts' vehicle. Therefore, I believe that neither Mr. Roberts or Ms. Davis are pro-social influences for each other's recovery and criminal thinking. And it's probation's recommendation that a no-contact order is put in place.
Okay, thank you. Anything from the state?
No, Judge, I would concur.
Anything you want to say, sir?
I just really wish you guys would reconsider the no contact order, but if that's what, if that's what the consequences are, then I'll accept them.
Okay. Well, that's what they are. The whole idea here is for you to get back on track, or do your time. You want to just do your time and get this over with. How much time does he have remaining?
Let me look. He has, I believe, he has nearly 130 days of jail time credit. I can get the exact number, and it's a F5 theft.
Okay. So basically, 230 days remaining. That's 7 months and 20 days, if I calculate right. You guys can talk all you want. Do you want to do that?
No, I really would like a chance for treatment, really.
Okay. Where do you stand with regard to any treatment?
There is a bed date set with DeCoach. We typically don't disclose those with them just for safety reasons, but he will be, as long as everything works out, he will be transported to DeCoach for the PHP program with sober living.
Okay. Then no contact with, what's her name? What's her name?
Julie Davis.
Julie Davis. And successfully complete your treatment at DeCoach.
Okay.
All right. That's all.
Thank you, Judge.
Case number 24CR41839, State of Ohio versus Julie Davis. Ms. Davis is present without counsel. The state is represented by Brian Goodyear. Ms. Davis, there's been a report that you violated your ILC.
Yes, Your Honor.
On a variety of dates in March 2026. Those dates would be the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 15th, 16th. You communicated with an inmate at the Warren County Jail via telephone without informing your probation officer.
I did not know that was a violation, Your Honor.
Okay,
I did not have a no contact order with him.
okay. Go ahead. Just give me a second.
Okay.
On March 17, 2026, you submitted to a drug screen with positive results for methamphetamine, amphetamine, fentanyl, ecstasy. You admitted to use of those substances.
Your Honor.
Okay, you have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney will be appointed to represent you. Anything you need as far as that representation will be provided.
I do not need that, Your Honor.
Okay, and you have to sign a waiver.
Sure. I agree with the recommendation, more treatment. Okay.
The officer went to the trouble of giving me the content of a lot of these conversations. So just be aware of that.
I was an idiot.
Okay.
Can I say something, though?
Do you admit or deny the charges?
I admit the
Okay.
charges, Your Honor.
Why don't you wait till we hear from the prosecutor? You'll have a turn to explain your
Sure.
situation. All right.
Sure.
Mr. Goodyear.
Judge, I also had a chance to watch some of the jail calls that she had with Mr. Roberts. And frankly, I think you've heard me say this before, my opinion doesn't necessarily matter a whole lot, but the
Why
one
do you
thing
say
that bothered...
that?
I'm
Why
sorry?
do you say that? You don't think I don't pay attention to your
No,
opinion?
I'm not. I'm saying, I'm just giving you my personal thoughts about the way she's approached
Okay,
this.
that's fine.
I personally have no problem with the notion of people that are sincere and that are seeking treatment, seeking help. I have no problem whatsoever with the notion of people like that getting help. I think that's exactly what is appropriate. What you're seeing now is just an act. This is a lie. The way she's acting right now is just a put on. And it's clear from watching those calls, the way she views this court, the way she views the system of probation. She views it as a system to manipulate for her ends rather than an attempt to get some actual genuine help. So I have a real negative reaction to people that I believe are manipulative and are trying to manipulate this court into doing things that really the only goal is for her to kind of try and slide by trouble. I think that is a very fair conclusion to reach from the phone call she made with Mr. Roberts. And I just, from my perspective, whatever the court intends to do, I know she's on ILC, and I think this might be her first violation. So I understand that there's probably limits to what the court is going to do as far as any type of anything beyond treatment. But I would suggest to the court that it would be, from the state's perspective, a wise approach to place her in jail for a period of time prior to going to treatment. I would think 60 to 90 days in the jail before she receives treatment, so she understands that it's not a matter of her doing what she wants, coming in, saying the right words, and then getting the outcome she wants. So that would be my recommendation.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say?
I was clean for almost 2 years before I relapsed. And I did a lot of good. I worked every day. I took care of my daughter. I relapsed 3 weeks before I got caught. And I'm very grateful that I got caught before I did more damage. I said some stupid things on that phone. There's no doubt, but I was also high when I said them. It doesn't take away all the good I've done for 2 years. I graduated Genesis. I went to Recovery Defined. I was there for 6 months. I graduated that. I got a job making $19 an hour. Paid off all my restitution, all my fines. 3 weeks of stupid words on a phone when I was under the influence should not take away all the good I've done for 2 years. I've become a good mother again. My family needs me. I understand how it looks. I really do. I was stupid. And if I could take it all back, please know that I would, but that's not who I am. Standing before you is who I am. The person that's been putting in the work for 2 years and never had a violation is who I am. Not some words on a stupid jail phone. I was disrespectful. I was stupid. I made a mockery of your court, and I cannot apologize to you enough. But that's not who I am. And that's not how I view this court. That was me under the influence.
Okay. I understand the prosecutor's position and his thoughts, and probably more often than not, he's right. Maybe a lot more often than not. I did that same type of work for 26 years. I get it. I also understand that when you have the disease of addiction, it pretty much controls you. And the things you said, you meant, and because that's how you felt. But it's also a part of just who you are as an addict. And the whole goal here is to deal with who you are when that isn't in control. And I've been probably wrong more than I've been right. All you can do is try to do your best in every case. And that's what I'll try to do with you. There will be a point to where enough is enough. And if you reach that point, regardless of who you are, who you want to be, then you're going to be incarcerated for lack of a better option. Okay, but I acknowledge you've done some treatment, and part of what you're going to have to do is live your life without Mr. Roberts being involved in it for a while, because one, he needs to take care of himself, and two, you do. And then when you guys get in a better place, who knows if you'll see each other the same, but you're not going to be dealing with him based on the damage you two do to each other.
I've left him twice before for 8 years and 6 years. And, you know, when we're better, we can get back together. But until then, that's how it has to be.
Okay. So you're going to, you're ordered to enter and complete the Genesis program again.
Yes, thank you.
And all recommended aftercare.
Yes.
And a part of that is to do thinking for a change. If you haven't, it should be a part of that, I would think. If not, then you've got to do thinking for a change. And that's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I didn't even know that was an option to go back to Genesis. Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.